Hey man, welcome back to Man Time. Today's episode, we are going to do some budget-friendly Barndominium stuff with maybe some of these big high bay LED lights. Welcome to Man Time. So, if you're like me, your ultimate Barndominium includes things that you can afford, right? It's ultimate because we can afford it. It wouldn't be an ultimate Barndominium if, it wasn't affordable. So, and case in point here, if you've ever been around a construction worker, ex-construction worker, and got a little rowdy and broke a piece of drywall, ask that construction worker if he's ever paid for a piece of repair drywall before in his life. Even if he's not on a job or in between jobs, down there in the comments, if you know how to repair drywall for free, I bet you do. So anyways, this was a similar trash can find, right? These were about to be thrown away. The deal was we had a single phase power deal happen at work, and like single phase, if you normally run in 3-phase, you can take that down to a 277 voltage. And the nice thing about these lights, so I guess we'll just kind of talk about what we got here. This is item 90346 from Lithonaire. It's a Superior Light Premium, made in China. The wattage on this one is 150 watts. Voltage from 120 all the way up to 347. And yeah, so we've got 480 3-phase as our native power, but when you run, I guess, off of 2 of the legs, it goes down to 277 or something weird like that. Anyways, this has a ballast in it that can go from all the way from 120 to 347, and I don't know, like, if it's you go to 230 it's brighter, or 120 it's less bright, or 110. Anyways, I'm gonna plug it in here. I've just got it wire tied to a plug, and I'm gonna plug it in and see if it doesn't work on. And one of the electricians called this maybe an adaptive ballast or something. Like it automatically adjusts for the voltage that you're putting to it to be able to, regulate what this light's doing. So I've got 120 here. Let's plug it in and see if anything happens. Oh, hello. that's pretty bright. Jesus. Ugh. Okay. All right. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get my amp meter, and I'm going to see how many amps this thing's putting out. So I need to figure out how many of these, I don't need that many. They're pretty bright. I'm thinking like 9 in the shop area, and then maybe 9 more above the mezzanine area, for like a total of 18. So it's going to pull a lot more amps on 120 than it is on 240. And I've got to figure out then the breaker size and all that, to power the 9 lights, or if I need to break it up into separate circuits, or how I want to do that. And these are super handy. This is a Fluke meter. The ones with this thing on them, that's going to give you amperage over your power. And it's just going to do it over one of the legs. So we'll plug that in. It works still. And then we can... Alright, so this is 1.3 amps. 1.3 amps. So that times 9 is going to be... Man, I can run this on one regular 15 amp circuit. 1.4, 9 times 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6, yeah. Looks like just under 15 amps for a total of 9 of them. Golly. That's a super score right there. So I was gonna like try to run it off 230. I mean, what's the point when, you know, it works just fine off of 120? Who knew? Now these do generate quite a bit of heat. That's one thing about it. You know, there's a tremendous amount of heat coming off of this thing. The only downside to these huge high bay LEDs like this, but alright, well, I guess I have my LED lighting solution. Golly. I'm going to leave this running for a little bit, and we'll check back in a little bit here to see if that's still shining bright. Alright, well, I did a little work to my car. This thing's still burning bright. Yeah, pulling 1.4, 1.5 amps, should be able to get away with 9 of them on a single, you know, 15 amp breaker. Running, this is 18 gauge in here, so I mean, just nothing for power to, I mean, really light up the shop. So free lighting. What more can you ask for in your ultimate Barndominium? Affordable and what you need. That's going to do it for today on Man Time. Get out there and have you some man time too.